it comes to collaboration, one activity my students really enjoyed participating in was writing zombie apocalypse books. We would write these books right around Halloween time, and in junior high school, Halloween is one of those crazy days. This would give my students something to do that was academic. Previously, we had learned writing strategies and techniques. We had learned concepts of characters and plot and all those kind of things. And this gave me a chance to see what my students were able to do with that. When I first started doing this project, students would have to get a stack of papers, fold them in half, staple them, and then they would write and draw on those folded in half pieces of papers. Many students were engaged, but I did lose several students because they often felt like they weren't creative enough. Because some students did feel like that they didn't have enough creativity to either write or draw and create these stories, I did make a couple of changes to help those students. One of those changes was I brought in some technology, and so we used Lucidpress to help create a template for students to write their stories in and to collect pictures and to be able to do a lot of the same things and show their knowledge without having to worry about whether they thought their drawings were good enough. This is the template students were given to complete their zombie apocalypse stories. First, they completed this pre-planning page, and then they were able to use the rest of the template to write in their story and to insert any pictures that they wanted to use to enhance their story. Another part is I added collaboration to this and let students start working together to create these stories. And when they found they had somebody else to rely on, it wasn't just them creating this story and relying on themselves for creativity, they had someone else. And that really allowed more students to be engaged in the process and to really show their creativity and what they could create that they never realized they could. Here are a couple of examples of student submissions for the zombie apocalypse. Instead of working on one story together, these students decided they were going to collaborate by writing sister stories or sequels to each other's story. And so, as you can see, they started with their pictures, have the text there, and these stories were meant to be read together, side by side, but you could still see the individual creativity that students were able to use in their stories. I didn't grade these stories, but I could easily assess how my students were with character and with plot and with setting and conflict and all those kind of literary elements. And even though it wasn't on their grades, students would ask for more time to work on it. They would say, hey, can we work on these stories? And so they were engaged in something that didn't even affect their grade per se. And I saw a lot more students reach out and become less shy about sharing their stories and what they've created in this classroom because of this activity.